Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Jodi. Thanks for joining me today. Beautiful sunny day. We're gonna mix things up a little bit and we're gonna start standing. I know, but if we want to create change, we gotta change up our habits. We always start on our backs, but we're gonna start standing. So, you still want props. We want a couple blocks. You can have a strap. I always like to use my scarf. A blanket can be nice, bolster for Shavasana, but come on up to your feet. And the feet can be about hip distance apart. You can just spread out the toes, lift them off of the earth, fan them out, and then replacing them down, starting to rock from the toes to the heels, bending knees a little. You can work through the wrists a little, rolling them, just checking in with joints, spreading fingers. Breathing as we start to roll shoulders up, back and down. You can breathe in through the nose and then open the mouth. Exhale as you draw shoulders back and down. So a couple more times like that. Inhaling. Draw your shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale. Starting to just bring awareness into the breath, into the body. And relaxing arms alongside the body, standing in your mountain pose, arms down alongside. Palms pressing forward as if they're pressing into an invisible wall. So we've got some activation happening in the body. Just finding the sweet spot in the feet, all four corners of the feet, finding that balance. And closing the eyes or softening the gaze, whatever feels safe for you. Checking in. Notice how you feel today. Notice everything that you bring to the practice and bring to the mat. Observing with curiosity. Noticing if there's judgment. Starting to breathe in what you want to receive from your practice, maybe an intention, maybe just an energy of gratitude. And breathing out anything you want to release, anything you want to let go of. Inhaling, expanding, filling yourself up with that vibrant energy of life. And exhale, finding that release, maybe even a deeper rooting, rounding down through feet and legs. Another breath like that. Bringing palms together at the heart, sealing in your intention, pressing palms together, bowing the head, just humbling yourself to that energy. You can open your eyes with a soft gaze, and once again, just relax the arms alongside the body. I taught a workshop on Sunday. I taught an ayurvedic workshop to our teacher trainees here at Amara, and we did the breath of joy, and I forgot how much I really enjoyed the breath of joy. So we're going to do that together. So watch for a moment, and then we'll go through it together. So it's just an inhalation as you draw the arms up. Breathe in through the nose, and then as you exhale, you're bending the knees, sweeping the arms really powerfully alongside the body, almost like you're skiing, and then getting that opening in the chest as you really exert that exhalation, constrict the back of the throat like an ujjayi breath. So we're going to do that 10 times together. So preparing. As you finish an exhalation, feel grounded through the feet. And as you inhale, floating arms up, biceps by the ears, maybe lift the gaze. As you exhale, you can sweep the arms down. That's 1. Inhale, draw tall. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, maybe noticing some heat. 8. 9, last one. 10. I'm growing the spine tall. You can draw the arms up, reaching tall through the spine. You can reach long through the right side, long through that left side. Getting into the side waists a little, just a little bit of organic movement, just reaching like you're stretching long in bed, but we're standing one more time from side to side. Coming back through your center, hands to the hips, circling into the hips. And soften through knees. Start to really press hips forward, but mindful. We're never forcing anything, just engaging glutes. Getting to that full circular motion in the hips. Starting to circle in the opposite direction. And coming back through center. Again, feet could be about hip distance apart, just some half sun salutations. Again, it's all breath guided movement. So finishing an exhalation here. Inhale, drawing arms up. Find length here. And as you exhale, keep all of that length. Swan dive down, soften knees deeply. Draping the belly over the thighs, and then inhale, lifting halfway. And always have that softness to knees still. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise, sweeping arms out and up. Palms touch. Maybe the gaze lifts, slight arching of the back. And exhale, hands through the heart. Inhale, sweeping arms. Lifting, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Again, that deep bend in the knees. As you inhale, lifting halfway to monkey. Exhale to fold once again. Inhale to rise. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, like a moving meditation. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe fully, breathe deeply. Exhale. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Big inhalation, last one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rising. Exhale again, hands through heart center, starting to interlace the fingers, start to press the palms away, bowing the head. Might feel good to sway the head gently from side to side, opening up your neck. Stay with the breath. Head is heavy, chin centered over the chest, rounding, bowing, pressing palms forward. Finishing an exhalation here, slightly bend through the knees, and then as you inhale, growing tall through the legs, the spine, maybe the biceps by the ears. Pressing palms more skyward. Tuck the tailbone, engage the core. And then inhale, finding a bit more length through side bodies. As you exhale, just begin to release fingertips, floating arms down alongside the body. Taking some rolls through shoulders, just a couple. You can start to sway the head gently from side to side, opening into the neck. Each part that you bring awareness to, just offer yourself a little bit of energy of gratitude for all of those parts. And one more time, just swaying the head from side to side. Head heavy, chin centered over the chest. One more breath. Awareness through the feet, the legs, the core. Grow tall through the spine. Start to lift the gaze, lift the chin. Opening and closing the mouth. Relaxing the jaw. One more breath. Bringing the chin more parallel to the earth. And then coming on to hands and knees, it can be nice to have a little bit of support. Maybe the blanket underneath the knees, coming into a tabletop position, wrists below the shoulders, spread out through the fingers. And for a moment, just the head is heavy. You can sway the head gently from side to side here. Notice the difference from when we were standing to when we were on our tabletop. That weight of the head, tractioning, opening the spine, maybe feeling that more in the shoulders, more down the back. You can start to sway the hips from side to side, maybe making C shapes with the spine. Hips and the head in the same direction as you breathe. Back through center, couple cat-cows. Rounding, exhaling, inhaling, opening the heart, lifting the gaze, lift the tailbone. Just a couple more times like that. Take your time. See how much you can slow down the movement. See how much you can bring awareness into the breath, into the body. And the next time you come through that uplifted tailbone, uplifted gaze, start to curl the toes under, start to press the mat away, coming into a down dog. And feel free to pedal out through feet. Feet can go wide, can sway hips, can sway the head. Breathing, maybe sighing. Finding stillness, one more breath. Knees can always stay soft. And then releasing knees to the earth, inner big toes touch, round the spine, sink the hips back to the heels. Take your time to arrive in your child's pose. Forehead to the earth or to stacked hands. Breathing. One more breath. And press the palms under the shoulders. And then just start to spin the hands so the fingers face the side walls. Maybe the wrists go out a little bit wider than shoulders, and then just start to rock from side to side. We're starting to warm up the wrists. Tone through the core. Spine is just a bit neutral. If it feels good, as you come back through center, maybe spin the hands around, fingers facing the rear corners of the mat or the room. You can soften through your elbows, maybe even spinning the hands so the fingers face the knees. See if you can flow through a couple cat-cows here. Never forcing the joints. After your next exhalation, just coming back to a nice long neutral spine. And then starting to curl the toes under, walk the hands back. Hips are heavy towards the heels. So we want that sensation of opening in the toes and in the soles of the feet as you just sway the hips a little from side to side. Getting in the habit of pressing into fingertips and knuckles so we're just not dumping that weight into the wrist joint. And then coming back through center, walk your hands back, lift your knees, bring the backs of the hands to the earth. This is a nice counter stretch for that weight bearing we just did. Start to really lengthen through the elbows, maybe even curling the fingers in, making gentle fists, and then extending the fingers out. A couple more times like that. And we're going to come into some side planks, so it could be nice to have the blanket. Oftentimes I think that's a distraction and helps. It does not help with my balance, so whatever you need here. We're going to walk it out, spread through the fingers, and you can bring that right palm more towards heart center on the mat. Kickstand the right toes, maybe off of the mat to that right side. That allows you to open up that spaciousness in the front of the body as you extend the left leg long. So I'm grounding through the sole of that foot. Pinky toe edge of the foot is in line with the back of the mat. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders, fingertips reach skyward, maybe gazing skyward. Intentionally press into fingertips and knuckles into that right palm. And breathe. Might feel good to reach that left arm overhead, bicep by the ear, maybe even coming on to the big toe. Left foot, so you're really opening up that side body. One more breath here. And then start to release the palm to the earth, the knees to the earth. I'm just going to spin around so you can still see me. And we're just going to do the other side. So the left hand to the ground, left Foot kickstands out to the side, open up the front of the body, extend that right leg. Stack hips, stack shoulders, fingertips reach skyward. Breathe. Play with balance. Engage your core, keep the eyes steady. That does help with balance as you reach the bicep over the ear, fingertips reach away from you. Maybe you're just on the big toe of that right foot. Mindful what you need here for balance. One more breath. And releasing everything back down to the earth. From here, curl the toes under, walk the hands back into the squatted position. The heels can be lifted, not into a full malasana. Backs of the hands to the earth, maybe in forearms as you bow the head heavy. Round the shoulders. And breathe. So we're coming into a wide-legged forward fold from here. If you know that you need blocks, you can find those, you can place those at the center of your mat. 1 or 2 blocks does not matter. You can have those present. You can ground through the left palm, the left foot, and extend that right leg out wide. Step it wide. And again, maybe you need the blocks for a bit of support. You can use a chair here. Just bring the earth to you. Spread through the toes, broaden through the feet. Make sure the feet have landed symmetrically. And then just for a moment, we're just moving the hips. Really subtle. I'm really tight in the inner groins today. So there's a lot less movement available to me. I'm noticing that, and that's okay. Gazing down, neck neutral. Think about lengthening in your spine. Maybe starting to bend one knee, then the other. Coming back through center, just 3 more breaths here. Lifting tailbone. And breathe. And palms under the shoulders, pressing up to the spine, more parallel to the earth. One hand can stay, one foot can stay, and then you reach that other foot towards that grounded foot so that you can just come through seated. So however you get to seated is fine, that's up to you, whatever felt safe for your body. So just a little bit of core work as you bring your hands to the backs of the thighs, grow the spine tall, rock the body back. Boat pose is great, it offers all those variations, so we can stay here or float the shins, options to release the arms away, tone the belly, open the heart, maybe play with lifting the right leg, left arm, and rebend, left leg, right arm, and release, maybe both legs long, rebend, both arms long, that's a lot harder. And then making your way onto your back. Take your time and keep the knees slightly bent here. Once you arrive on your back, then just hug the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Feeling that self-massage in the glutes and the low back. And start to circle the hips. This is really nice, getting into those outer hips. Those outer glutes. Circling in the opposite direction. And as you come through center and stillness, plant the feet as wide as your hips. And by hips, I mean these front bones. You want that alignment to these as-is bones, these front hip bones to the knees, knees to the ankles. We want that alignment. And arms just alongside your body. A moment here, bring the awareness to the pelvis, close the eyes. Relax the body as you inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, flatten out the low back. Inhale, just relaxing that effort. Bringing that natural curvature back to the spine without forcing it, without exaggerating it. And then exhale, press the tailbone. Start to notice the core. You can even bring your hands to the belly, noticing the core action that's required for that. Inhale, soften. Exhale, press. And one more time. Inhale, soften. And exhale, press. And keeping that action of pressing and coming to, it's almost like a tabletop. So you've got the shins more parallel to the earth. You've got the knees directly above the hip bones. And we're just gonna pulse up for 10, as if you could touch the toes. 9, lifting head and shoulder. 8, keep the legs stationary as much as possible. 7, 6, 5, keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, last one. Stretch long through the body, arms long, legs long. Much like we did when we were standing, reaching long through the right side. So right arm, right leg, reaching, and relaxing. Left arm, left leg, find that expansion on that side, and then letting that go. From here, bend the knees, plant the feet wide, elbows in line with the shoulders, inner knees touching. Or just resting against one another as you inhale. And then exhale, knees over to the right, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhaling, arriving mindfully back through center. The movement should take the entire inhalation, and the release to the left side should take the entire exhalation. So you finish that exhalation at the end point of the stretch. The more we do it, the more we can explore that. Inhale. Center, knees touch. Exhale, knees to the right. Gazing over that left shoulder. Inhale, center. Like you've got all the time in the world, because in this hour with me, you do. Time to stop for a moment. Really just paying attention to the body, the breath. Let's say one more time from side to side. Sometimes closing the eyes can help draw the awareness within. Arriving, coming back through center, inner knees just touching, resting against one another, closing the eyes, belly soft. Just taking a deep belly breath here. Starting to relax the arms alongside the body, separate the knees, heel to toe the feet closer together. And then thinking about drawing the thighs into the belly, the heels to the butt, press the palms into the earth, and we're going to lift and curl the tailbone away from the earth for 10. It can be subtle, but we're lifting. 9, using all that core strength. 8, keep breathing. 7, heels stay to the butt. 6, 5, as if you could drive the knees to the wall behind you. 4, 3, 2, last one. So from here, we're going to combine the action of all of the core that we've utilized so far. So you're going to keep the heels to the butt, the thighs into the belly, knees deeply bent. You can hold onto the shins. You can lift up the head and the shoulders, start to rock forward and back. Now at first the legs might drive the action, but see if you can still any movement of the legs and just let that happen from the core. See if you can observe the legs, staying in stillness, heels driving into the glutes. And we're going to rock and roll right up into a boat pose. So from here you can extend the legs, maybe shins parallel to the earth. You can squeeze the inner knees together. Arms can be parallel to the earth. Just 3 more breaths. Being stronger than gravity. Start to extend the legs out long. Press the palms alongside the hips. Connect to the breath, and then inhale, arch the spine. Lift the gaze. Exhale. As you round the spine, you can bend the elbows, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And then inhale, opening, arching, squeeze the shoulder blade. Exhale, round. A couple more times just like that. One more cycle of breath. Inhaling fully. Exhaling completely. And from here, hands can stay alongside the hips, moving all the obstacles out of the way. I like to be on my mat for this, or the feet just kind of slip and slide on this ground. And then just start to windshield wiper the legs from side to side a little. Much like we did on the ground, but you're getting a lot more massage in those outer hips. So hopefully you feel that. More movement in the femur bone and the hip socket, moving into those hip rotators. Just another couple sways from side to side. Coming back through center, bring the soles of the feet together. Finding a tall spine here, closing the eyes. Hands can come to shins or thighs. Connecting to your breath. You can open the eyes with a soft gaze. We're going to utilize our props. We're going to come into some lunging. So you can use your 2 blocks at the high height at the top of your mat. I like to use a blanket for cushion under my knees. I was on vacation in California over Christmas break, and I actually fell on my left knee, and it's not quite right. So all the cushion in the world feels really good. I fell on rocks, which was a lot of fun. So my left knee, still not happy. So for me, offering that cushion and support, vitally important. And even if you don't have a current acute injury, it can be nice. Just be nice to the joints. So we're standing on shins, making sure you feel really balanced here, almost like we're in Tadasana. So bring that awareness through the entire body, finding what a tall spine feels like. Engage the glutes and press the hips forward. Because of my knee injury, my hips are acting up. So I'm actually feeling more of a stretch in that left psoas hip flexor, just by pressing hips forward. Imagine if I didn't do yoga, I'd be a lot worse off, right? So relax through the shoulders. One more breath here. I'm still pressing hips forward. As you bring your hands to your hips for balance, just start to shift the weight over to that left shin and draw the right foot forward. So now we're at 90-degree angles. I've got ankle, knee, knee, hip, mirroring that on that left side. Keep engaging the left glute and just shift the hips forward. Almost like you're gonna relax the top of the left thigh to the ground. And normally we say don't track the knee beyond the ankle, but when we're on the ground and we've got more support, it's not as taxing on the knee, but you're gonna do whatever feels right for you. So driving back, retuck the tailbone, re-engage the glutes and the core, and shift forward. Exhale. Inhale to realign, re-engage, and press the hips forward. And down. One more time. Lengthen the spine, tuck the tailbone, engage the glutes, press the hips forward and down. Find your blocks, and for right now it doesn't matter. If you're slightly rounded forward, that is fine. But still engaging the glutes, still pressing the hips forward, feel the support of the blocks. And breathe. Keep all of that engagement. Curl the back toes under, keep the hips low, nothing moves in the hips. Lengthen through that left leg. Squeeze the glutes. And then maybe release that knee back down gently, lightly. Again, the body's not really changing. It's all just that leg movement. Inhale. Lengthen through the left leg. Exhale, gently release that knee to the ground. Maybe even on top of the kneecap. Coming onto the thigh. A couple more times. Inhale. Releasing down. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Create space. And then exhale, releasing that knee. And then draw the hips back in space. Lengthen through that front leg. So I'm flexing through the foot. I can have a micro bend in my knee. I can flex and point through the foot. I'm slightly hinged forward. I like to move my blocks so I feel like I've got the support of the blocks underneath me rather than precariously out away from me. Finding stillness here, flexing through the foot, reach the heart forward, tall spine. Just a few breaths. One more breath. Rebending the knee, replanting the foot, bring the blocks to frame that front foot, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and shorten your stance a little bit to come into a pyramid pose. Legs are straight and strong. Grounding that back heel to the earth. You can have micro bends in knees, but really trying to lengthen. I'm feeling that deeply in my calf today, left calf. If I want more stretch in the right hamstring, I'm gonna lift my tailbone skyward and slightly arch my spine without straining my neck. And then there it is, hamstring stretch. 3 more breaths. Lengthen the spine, draw the lower belly in and up. Drawing the right hip back, left hip forward. 1 more breath. Start to bend through the knees. Just move the blocks out of the way. The blanket that's there can be fine. Framing that front foot and step back into plank. So we're just going to even out through a vinyasa. So really pressing the mat away. Wrists below the shoulders. You can always lower knees to the earth or not. Inhale, shifting the weight of the body over the wrists. Exhale, lower down. Elbows hug in towards the midline of the body. Coming onto the belly. Couple of cobras here as long as we're on the ground. Inhale, lengthen to lift. Neck is long, spine is long. Exhale, soften back down. Inhale, lifting. This is one of the best things you can do to keep the spine healthy at the level of the bones. So let's do a couple more. All that pressure that the muscles bring to the bones actually help them grow strong. Bones are living things. 1 more inhalation. You can curl toes under or through the knees. We're going to press back to down dog. Just a few breaths here exploring this. Reset. Any movement or just stillness. And coming to stillness, 1 more breath. Releasing knees back down to the earth. You can fix your blocks at the top of the mat at the high height. And come back through standing on shins, much like we would, again, at Tadasana. Close the eyes. If that feels safe and you feel balanced, just checking in, see if you can sense any difference between your sides. Might not, that's okay. I'm not really today. But my left knee feels better. So hands to the hips, press the hips forward, engage the glutes. And this time the balance is going to come to the right side as you draw the left foot forward. And again, we're finding the 90-90. So my legs are at 90-degree angles. I'm making sure that right knee feels supported. Engage the right buttock. Press the hips forward, shifting forward and down. Balance, right? Inhale, shifting back to 90-90. Exhale, shifting forward and down. Let's do that a couple more times. We're just opening up the flexor, the hip flexor psoas, and with the glute engaged, it's allowed to do that. It offers that support for the body. So the next time you shift forward and down, and again, it doesn't matter if you need to round down a little bit to find the blocks, that is okay, but still keep that engagement of the glutes. Press the top of the right foot into the earth. See if you can get a little space between the belly and the thigh. With that engagement, curl the toes under. Just lift the leg up and down. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, lengthen through that leg, lift the back of the knees skyward, keep the glutes engaged. Exhale, back down to the earth. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. And even if this is hard, even if this feels challenging, as we know, things just get easier the more we do it. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing the knee, and then shift the hips back. Take the blocks with you. Lengthening through that left leg, and again, it might feel good to flex and point through the foot. Spread through toes. You can keep the knee soft, but we're going to hinge forward. Core is active, reaching tall through the spine. Shoulders away from ears, and breathe. Keep the quadricep engaged, so the thigh is active, the kneecap lifts, that allows the hamstring to release. All those reciprocal engagements, those partnerships of muscles. Starting to engage the core, rebend the knee, replant the foot, framing that front foot. As you curl the back toes under, lifting that back knee once again, and then just shorten your stance. So you could ground the back heel down. And my calves are super tight today, so this feels amazing. I'm really working hard at keeping the hips parallel to the earth. So with that left hip forward, you want to draw it back so you can get that nice long side body stretch. That's always my tendency. We always have little cheats in our poses. That's okay, we're still good people. Just notice our tendencies, our habitual ways of holding our bodies. Yoga really brings that to the forefront. And then as you engage the quad, again, hamstring relaxes. If you want more hamstring stretch, lift the tailbone. I'm feeling that deeply in the hamstring. You can slightly arch the spine. Think about draping the body over that left leg. And as you ground the back right heel, you're getting that calf stretch. A few more breaths here. Maybe you need to lower the blocks if they feel unsupportive at the height that they're at, or raise them up. And so to an observer, it might look like you're not really working this pose, but you are working this pose. Awareness is flowing, breath is flowing, subtle engagements are happening. One more breath here. You can start to soften through the knees. You can move the blocks out of the way, framing that front foot. I like to step the right foot back and then step the left foot back in plank. So we're going to play with side plank again. So either releasing the right shin to the earth, coming into that variation of Vashisthasana side plank, or you're just extending both legs out. We're going to stay for 3, 2, tone the core. 1 more breath. Either you flow through plank or you come through a tabletop position, and then you just want the left shin to the earth, or you're just going to rotate on the left palm, reaching the right fingertips skyward, as if you just fell over in plank. 2 more breaths. Coming back into your plank, and again, either knees to the earth or not. Inhale, preparing for chaturanga. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Coming onto the belly, and this time propping yourself up on the forearms, coming into space. And again, if the blanket is bothering you, just move it out of the way. Release the tailbone towards the heels. Send the legs long. Start to sway the torso, just the torso from side to side. Maybe gazing over the right shoulder towards that right heel. Gazing over the left shoulder towards the left heel. And back through center, actively drag the palms back as you reach the heart forward. And breathe. One more breath. Starting to draw the palms under the shoulders. See how much you can stay lifted in the heart. Elbows hug into the midline. Round the spine, engage the core, either from the knees or curl toes under, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Actively press the mat away. Sink the hips. Tailbone reaching skyward, heels heavy to the earth. Stillness, engagement. Maybe closing the eyes, taking one more breath here. Lower knees to the earth. You can come onto that blanket if it's still there. It's really nice for shins and knees. Round to the spine, inner big toes touch. See how slowly you can sink your hips to the heels, stretching through the back body along the way. And again, forehead to the earth, or you can stack hands or stack fists. It does not matter. Never forcing the body to the ground. Each offers a different level of stretch and awareness. If we're always doing the same thing, that too could be habitual. So freeing yourself up to explore something new. One more breath. And palms press under the shoulders, pressing up to a tabletop. Find your blocks once again. Mine got all kinds of scattered. Standing on shins. Hands to the hips. Balance on the left side, draw that right foot forward. From here, reaching for the blocks, framing that front foot. Curl the left toes under, lifting that knee. And then I like to twist here. So I'm going to place that block under the left palm, maybe at the low height. You can step your feet out so that, make sure that your feet are in line with the hips. So you've got some hip distance apart. Pressing into the outer edge of the right thigh. Hips stay low and twist. So take an inhalation here, stacking shoulders. And then exhale, relax that right arm to the ground. Touch fingers to the earth. And then as you inhale and twist, bring that right hand to the right shoulder. Press the left palm into the earth, engage the core. And then exhale, relax and soften. Let the fingertips of the right hand release to the ground. Inhale, maybe reaching the right arm to where the wall meets the ceiling. Exhale, relax and soften. And you find your level for your twist here. As you inhale, reaching the right fingertips skyward, really active through that left leg. Draw the low belly in and up. One more inhalation. And as you exhale, we're reframing that front foot. We can flow through a vinyasa or just come to a down dog, stepping that right foot back, inhaling. Again, maybe knees to the earth as you exhale, lower down. If that has more control for you. Just one baby cobra, inhale. And then exhale, pressing up and back to down dog. Step the feet wide on your down dog. Pigeon toe the heels out, the toes in. Soften the knees, press the mat away. 3 deep breaths. Draw the low belly in and up. Then start to walk the toes in towards one another as you release the knees back down to the ground. Find your blocks. Again, we can start with those blocks at the high height at the top of the mat. Coming to standing on shins. Press the hips forward. Balancing on the right shin. If you can. Left foot comes forward. You're framing that left foot with the blocks. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee again. The hips stay nice and low. There's this beautiful long line of energy from my heel up the body through the crown of the head. It's all this active energy. And then I like to lower the block down. You can come to any height. I like to make sure my feet are wide enough. It gives me some room to twist. So from here, we're gonna just press the left hand into the outer left thigh. Inhale, twisting, stack the shoulders. I'm actively pressing the right palm into the earth. The gaze is over the shoulder as much as possible. And then exhale, touch the left fingertips down to the ground. And then inhale, left hand to the left shoulder. Core is very active. That right glute is active. Exhale, fingertips back down. Inhale, reaching where the wall meets the ceiling. It's at a diagonal. We're just growing this pose as we go. Exhale. And the next time, we're going to stop and be where you need to be. Maybe fingertips reach skyward. It does not matter. If this doesn't feel good, we're not living out our best lives in pain, in torture. So be where you're at. One more inhalation. Find that expansion, and then as you exhale, again, you can frame that front foot, move the blocks out of the way, step the foot back. Your choice, you can vinyasa or just down dog. So inhale, preparing in your plank. Exhale, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, you can press through the knees, curl toes under, or lift up and back your down dog. Closing the eyes, relaxing the head, maybe shaking the head no, nodding the head yes. Sink the heels to the earth. Notice the muscles that have opened for you, maybe the ones that haven't. One more breath. Releasing your knees to the earth. We're going to come through seated. So how you get there is up to you. I like to cross at the ankles, walk the hands back, come to seated, move the blanket out of the way, off to the side. We'll probably want that for our Shavasana, so it's available for us. Making sure there's plenty of room behind you. Bending knees, planting feet. Again, we're coming through hands to the backs of the thighs, tall spine, rock back. Just a boat pose of your choice. Challenge yourself into the count of 10, releasing down to the earth for 10. 9, 8, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, full body stretch once again. Arms long, legs long. You can breathe deeply here, maybe cleansing breath, letting it all go. Floating arms down alongside the body as you bend one knee, then the other, letting the feet plant. So from here, think about lengthening through the spine. Tuck the tailbone, flatten the low back, just like we did at the beginning of practice. Keep that as you inhale and lift the hips up. Keep pressing the feet into the earth, engaging the glutes and lifting. Send the knees away from you. Beautiful length in the spine, just on the shoulders. Belly soft, and breathe. One more inhalation with that engagement. Exhale, tuck the tailbone even more, release the spine down one vertebra at a time. Tailbone meets the mat, very last. And soften just for a moment. Breathe. You can lift the hips up and over, settle them to the left, draping the left knee on top of the right, maybe come into a double bind. Arms extend out, inhale. Exhale, knees over to the right, gazing over that left shoulder. Heavy the shoulders, heavy the head. And breathe. One more breath. It's your choice. You can keep the bind or not, but release the feet. Full body stretch. Reset the body. Bend the knees. Float the arms to the sides. Settle the hips up and over to the right. The right knee on top of the left. Inhale. Squeeze the knees together. Exhale. Legs to the left, gazing over the right. And if you need more support, it might feel good to have a block or something underneath you. If it feels precarious, just for the body hanging in space. If your body's tight like mine, you might want blocks, might want props. Nervous system might be asking for it. Notice the difference between being supported and not being supported. One more breath. Rocking the neck back to neutral, the head back through center. Draw the knees back through center as well. Release the feet down. Hug the knees into the chest. Again, reset here. You can also come into a happy baby. So however you want to finish your practice, feet can go skyward, reaching for pinky toe edges of feet. A deep bend in the knees. Make sure the head stays relaxed if you're here. Shoulders stay relaxed. One more breath. Finishing your practice. And then transitioning into Shavasana. Legs long, feet wide, arms alongside the body. Tuck the shoulders down away from ears. Feel spacious here. Feel complete in your practice. As you close your eyes and rest. Begin to deepen your breath as you reawaken your body with movement. Fingers, toes, ankles, wrists, arms stretching overhead into a full body stretch, to a yawn, into a sigh, and final release. Bending one knee, bend the other knee, let the feet plant. Starting to roll gently to either side, curling into your fetal position with the head supported. A moment to recall your intention. Take that with you or something new. With closed eyes or soft gaze, use the strength of your arms as you press up to seated. Finding the support through the foundation of the body to grow the spine tall. As you open your heart, bring your hands to the heart in gratitude for this practice and for yourself. And I'm grateful for the honor to lead and guide you through this healing practice. Namaste. Thank you all. I hope you got what you needed from your practice. I hope you feel rejuvenated, refreshed, and you have a beautiful rest of your day.